Welcome to our program on Kardec Radio.
Hello, beloved friends, and welcome to another Divine Laws program where we study the very laws that govern not only our lives but the entire universe. Why is it important for us to study such laws? Because as we align ourselves with these laws, we also align ourselves with God's will. And since God's will is the utmost expression of love for each of us, then we shall find immortal joy and serenity, the joy of fulfilling God's will. But how can we fulfill God's will without first understanding it? Let us then study yet another question asked by Kardec in the Spirit's book in order to understand how to best align ourselves with our very own divine purposes as assigned by God. In question 979, Kardec asks, aren't the trials it still must undergo in order to complete its purification a heavy concern that disturbs its happiness? Is referring to the scarlet spirits. Kardec is here discussing the notion of joy, immortal joy. Let us then learn together with the answer by the illuminated spirits working under the governance of the earth. They answer Kardec and all of us in the following manner. In the case of the soul that still remains tainted, yes. That is why it cannot enjoy perfect happiness until it is entirely pure. Nonetheless, for the soul who has already progressed, the thought of the trials it still must undergo has nothing painful about it. Beloved friends, what an enlightening answer from the illuminated spirits. We are so grateful for this answer because through it, together, we come to find out that there will be a point in time where we are destined to experience the joy that comes from fulfilling our duties. And when we are fulfilling our duty before God, this unperturbable joy shall come over us and shall become a part of us as well. Because we will have no greater purpose in life than that of aligning ourselves with our Creator. As we learn to align ourselves with our Creator, we learn to also recognize not only God's love for us, but as well God's love in us and in others. If we read, beloved friends, the account of Stephen in the book Paul and Stephen, we learn that even as Stephen was taken as a slave, he learned to persevere and he didn't see slavery as a punishment for himself. He saw it as an opportunity to serve God. Of course, we are not applauding slavery by any means. We are not justifying it or accepting it. But we are admiring Stephen's attitude, where in the most difficult trials, he was able to see not punishment as we are used to, not suffering as we may be tempted to as well, but rather an opportunity to be useful to others. Stephen, in the book Paul and Stephen by Emmanuel, psychographed by Chico Xavier, understood that the his neighbor is the bridge between himself and God. So he never forsook any opportunity to serve. Even as a slave, he didn't see himself serving his owner or master. He saw himself serving God. So, taking Stephen as an example for us of someone who surrendered to God's will and allowed himself to be guided by Master Jesus, how willing are we? How much are we able to feel on our daily lives that we are, wherever we may be, to serve God? Are we able to go to work, beloved friends, every day and ask ourselves, what opportunities to serve God might we have today? Let us pray so that we embrace this opportunity. When we go home, are we able to go home and say to ourselves, our families are a blessing because we are there to serve them and we have another opportunity, another day to be useful for them. God has granted us the opportunity to be useful to them and for them. Do we see ourselves as serving God when we are in what we might call a difficult situation with a difficult person? If we are able to remain calm and see ourselves as instruments of God, then we are indeed being useful. And we will, for certain, as the spirit mentors tell Kardec, experience joy even amidst trials. So let us, dear friends, spend the next 24 hours looking for opportunities to serve God, even in situations that may be considered as trials. By some, let us see them as opportunities. Let us revisit the so called trials and rename them, recategorize them, perceive them differently as opportunities to be useful to God. When we go to work, let us ask ourselves how we may serve God more, even by being joyful at work. Without a single word, we are able to emanate joy. At home, how can we serve God more? By giving of ourselves in a loving way. Perhaps yet again, without words, our presence may emanate love if we are able to truly feel it. Let us then, dear friends, recognize ourselves as children of God that are capable of becoming living vessels of God's love. And let us take the next 24 hours as an opportunity to serve God by spreading God's love wherever we may find ourselves. It is in this way that we shall find joy even amidst of trials. What a beautiful opportunity the next 24 hours shall bring for you and I. So thank you, dear friends, for embracing this opportunity together. And we already look forward to seeing everyone again next time. In the meantime, right, Slavic, let us stay tuned right here to Kardec Radio, where we are always, of course, nourishing our souls. Thank you, beloved friends, for joining us. Thank you, Slavic, for being here. Thank you, everyone who is also watching on demand. May we all feel God's call for us to be useful to one another as instruments of God's love. We wish you many beautiful blessings, dear friends, and we look forward to seeing everyone again next time. Bye for now.